Burner removal and cleaning. Locate the on-off switch on the side of the unit. Turn the switch to the off position. Turn off the main gas supply to the unit at the external main manual gas valve. Grasp the top panel at the lower edge. Lift the panel up and pull it away from the unit. Then grasp the front panel at the top edge. Pull the panel away and up from the unit. Remove the screw from the cover on the control panel, and remove the panel by pulling away and up from the unit. Locate the ribbon cable from the display board to the main control board. Remove the cable from the control board. Using a Phillips head screwdriver, remove the 4 screws securing the bezel to the unit, and remove the bezel from the front of the unit. Then locate and disconnect the 2 wiring harness connections on the combustion blower. Now remove the wiring from the flame rod, spark igniter, and ground terminals from the heat exchanger door. Next, remove the rubber hose from the air intake pipe, and loosen the band clamp securing the air inlet to the venturi. Now, loosen the union on the venturi. You should now remove the 4 Allen head screws securing the combustion blower to the unit. You can now slide the combustion blower and venturi assembly to the right and remove from the unit. A gasket is used to seal between the combustion air blower and the heat exchanger door. Care must be taken not to tear or damage the gasket, or air shutter if equipped. If a gasket is damaged or torn, it must be replaced. Now remove the nuts securing the heat exchanger door to the heat exchanger. And carefully remove the heat exchanger door. A gasket is used to seal between the heat exchanger door and the heat exchanger. Care must be taken not to tear or damage a gasket. If a gasket is damaged or torn, then it must be replaced. Using a Torx wrench, remove the screw securing the igniter and flame rod to the heat exchanger door, and then remove. Now remove the insulating refractory from the heat exchanger door. Be sure to inspect the insulating refractory for damage. If the refractory is damaged, it must be replaced. Now, using an Allen wrench, remove the screw securing the burner to the heat exchanger door. A gasket is used to seal between the burner and the heat exchanger door. Care must be taken not to tear or damage a gasket. If a gasket is damaged or torn, then it must be replaced. Once removed, inspect the burner for any physical damage. If the burner is damaged, it must be replaced. If no damage is observed, clean the burner by using compressed air and a vacuum. The cleaning process will be slightly different based on the model. For models 55 through 85, use compressed air and a vacuum. For models 110 through 155, use compressed air. For models 199 through 285, use compressed air and a vacuum. Now reattach the burner to the heat exchanger door. And reinstall the refractory. Reattach the igniter and flame rod to the heat exchanger door as well. Then, replace the heat exchanger door and secure it to the heat exchanger. If equipped with an air shutter, Replace the shutter, and then replace the combustion air blower and venturi to the heat exchanger door. Then tighten the union on the venturi. Now tighten the band clamp securing the air inlet to the venturi, and reattach the rubber hose to the air intake pipe. Reconnect the wiring from the flame rod, spark igniter, and ground terminals to the heat exchanger door, and reconnect the 2 wiring harness connections to the combustion blower. Now replace the bezel to the front of the unit, and install and tighten the 4 screws securing the bezel. Now reconnect the ribbon cable from the display to the main control board. Now turn on the main gas supply to the unit at the external main manual gas valve. Turn the on-off switch to the on position. Locate the pinhole button on the display. Using a paperclip or something similar, press and hold the button for 5 seconds. The word service will appear in the status line of the display. The unit will fire at its normal ignition speed and will then modulate its firing rate to 100%. During service mode, the control will ignore all other heat demands. However, all safeties and maximum set point temperatures will be active. So if no other buttons are pushed, the control will automatically revert back to its original state after the service mode delay has expired. The default time for service mode delay is 10 minutes. Using a leak test solution, check the connections for leaks. Seal any leaks before placing the unit into operation. Once the testing is completed, press the right select key to take the unit out of service mode. The unit will return to normal operation. Replace the top and front panels on the unit. The unit is now ready to accept a heat demand.